The Subaru BRZ slash Toyota GR86, well, it's very popular in the enthusiast circle, and I've been lucky enough to try one for the last 2 years at least once. So welcome everybody then to the 2025 Subaru BRZ TS. It's essentially the same TS that I drove last year, except in one way. This is the Murosaki Edition, which is a limited edition version of the BRZ TS. It's limited to only 100 cars in Canada, and to be honest, the changes are only visual. Well, they didn't have to tinker too much because the TS itself makes the BRZ a very compelling package. It's just that one car that I drive once through the year just to remind me how good of a sports car this is, and now it's my time to tell you and remind you why you should buy the BRZ TS. So what is the BRZ TS? Essentially, it's the BRZ, which means it is the traditional rear-wheel drive compact manual sports car, which is very much loved in the enthusiast circle. The TS, the tuned by STI part, brings in updated dampers, better brakes, and minor adjustments to the steering ratio as well, which I think makes the BRZ an even more fun package to drive. The Murosaki Edition is only visual changes. So you do have this brand new purple paint, which looks black most of the times, but it looks the right amount of purple when the sun hits it right. But you need all supporting elements in nature to make it look that purple. You do have stripes on the side as well, a plaque on the inside that reminds you that this is the limited edition car and you have one of 100, which I'm actually not sure how many are left for purchase. For all you know it's probably all sold out as well. But here, at least you could see one on camera while I'm showing it to you. On the inside, you do have updates to the seat as well, so it still has the bucket seats, which is available on the standard TS as well, but the Murosaki Edition has some grey inserts on it, and that's about it. The TS itself is a very compelling sports car, and to be honest, this time I've been really enjoying it. I drove it last year mostly on straight roads, but this time I've been experiencing this sports car on some beautiful back roads around Ontario, and I can say it's really fun, and I can see why this has a huge fan following. More in the driving part. I'm now behind the wheel of the 2025 Subaru BRZ TS Murosaki Edition. So this has the same hardware as before. 2.4 liter boxer naturally aspirated engine, produces about 228 horsepower, rear wheel drive only. The TS comes only with a 6-speed manual, mechanical old school handbrake as well, which feels really nice. So yeah, let's see how this sports car drives. Get onto the main road and I set off. And you'll instantly notice that the clutch is super light. The shifter is also really nice, very positive. Some of the manual shifters I've used off late is not the best, and as you can see, the ride quality isn't too bad as well. I am in a normal mode. There is a sport mode if I press it once, and the exhaust becomes a little louder and the throttle becomes super sensitive. But if I put it back into normal, it's a regular BRZ, which I think is a pretty cool thing. It's a very livable car and you can definitely daily it. It's not overly obnoxious with a loud exhaust, so you can go under the radar 99% of the time. Driving around just normally like this, it feels really good. It's actually very sensible, very nice, and yeah, as I said, you can daily it. But if you can put it to sport, a bit of the pumped in noise comes in, the steering weighs up, which feels very nice. And on corners, because the TS now gets pilot sports, it's very confidence inspiring, and you can have a lot of fun on your favorite B road, which I have done just prior to shooting this video. It's a very fun sports car. It does remind you sometimes that this is a rear wheel drive car. The rear does want to step out, but if you keep the traction control on, it keeps you safe and it keeps you away from the hedges or flipping your car over, which is a very useful thing. It allows just for a little bit of slip, so you look good, but it won't kill you, which I think is a fabulous trait to have for any car. It's a beautiful package, and the driving position is also very nice. You sit low, the seats hug you, the bolstering on these buckets, which is exclusive to the TS, feels very nice. You don't get thrown around at all. The steering is actually a work of art. A tad light, a bit more weight and it would have been absolutely 10 on 10 perfect. I would give this steering about an 8 on 10, which is actually still not too bad. The ride is decent, the suspension is also pretty nice, it soaks up bumps. I am on a bit of a patchy road, but yeah, that's what makes the BRZ really popular, is because people can daily this to work and have fun on their favorite B road. It's been really fun. The engine has decent pep. Sometimes I feel like if I drop down a few gears and I floor it, oh, pulls very happily all the way to the red line. But this is a motor that really needs to be wrung out. You know, you need to go all the way to the red line. Lower end, the low end torque isn't the best, and that can be a bit of a downer. But again, it's all a learning curve, and it's not too steep of a learning curve, so it's something you can definitely learn and get used to. But yeah, sometimes you wish the engine had a bit more poke, and I can see why people love to turbocharge, supercharge, etc. to add that much more power. Overall, I've really enjoyed my time with the BRZ TS, and I've made some core memories that would definitely make me believe that at some point in life I can definitely consider one. In conclusion then, the 2025 Subaru BRZ TS Murosaki Edition. Well, the Murosaki Edition is only cosmetic changes, so you have the purple paint, the stripes, the seat, etc. Rest of the time, you're probably just going to find a TS, because I'm sure the Murosaki Edition has already been sold out. It's only been limited to 100 cars in Canada. So when you are in the showroom to buy one, you probably can only buy the regular TS, which is no bad thing, because the TS has so many incremental upgrades like the tires, the brakes, the dampers, the steering, etc. to make it feel that much more special. And the price difference isn't all that much. So the regular BRZ, I believe, starts from 35, 36,000. The TS is 39,000 and the Murosaki is 41,000. For 39,000, the BRZ TS, I think that's a lot of car for money. You do have a fun to drive sports car coupe, which is rear wheel drive. You are having so much fun 99% of the time when you are using this car on your favorite B road. And to be honest, its real competition is perhaps only something like an MX-5, and it only comes down to preference whether you want a convertible or you want a hardtop coupe rear wheel drive. Honestly, this experience with the TS for this year has made me really love it, and I don't know, if I were in the market, things just got a lot more interesting, because I love the MX-5, but the BRZ TS is something I would seriously consider too.